Good evening and welcome back to the channel. My mic is propped on a chopstick in a wine glass, but that's okay. That's better than how my week has been going. Anyways, it got me thinking, I'm like, who am I? Who are these men? Are they real? They were real. But you know who's not real? Wattpad men. And that is exactly what led me to tonight. I will be reading Wattpad out loud, once again, with a nice cup of grape juice. So sit back, relax, don't enjoy, or do. It's up to you. I just watched that clip and I was like, I need to take a step back from the mic, so hopefully this works. But tell me why, right when I open Wattpad, the number 4 trending in Canada is enemies with benefits. A Sukuna ex reader fanfiction, where it's what happens when you reunite with the boy that is bullying you for years. AU, high school. Why is that number 4 in Canada? Can someone explain? But that's what we're reading tonight. Again, this is called Enemies with Benefits are Sukuna by Sukuna's Object. 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 Your homework was snatched away almost instantly before you even had a chance to sit down. Sukuna. He was the boy who plagued you like a relentless sickness, tormenting you with his own twisted amusement. The one who made your middle school days feel like an endless struggle. Fate had an ironic twist, as your neighbor turned out to be in your very same class. The very same boy who delighted in yanking on your ponytail, sending you tumbling into mud. The one who shoved you around, insisting you were too ugly for the eye, as he would cruelly remark. The very same boy who would deliberately break your glasses, plunging you into darkness while your cries for help fell on deaf ears. And then there were the whispers, the cold stares, as he turned the entire class against you, rendering you into a complete loner. You loathed him with every fiber of your being. At just 11 years old, you were merely trying to survive middle school, and Sukuna had been inflicting this torment on you for 4 long years, ever since he moved in next door. Sukuna has taken up residence with his little brother, Yuji, in his grandfather's house after the tragic loss of their parents in a car accident. Sukuna casually plopped down on your desk, casually scrolling through your notes as he couldn't resist a snicker. Thanks for the work, loser, he taunted before returning to his seat with his friends. There seemed to be no point in standing up for yourself, especially not against Sukuna. The idea of defying him felt like a joke. He would bash your head against the wall if you ever dared. Sukuna was a cruel bully who took pleasure in tormenting others to satisfy his desires. His victims often included weaker boys he encountered and coercing them into giving up their pocket money, but his favorite victim was you, his beloved classmate and neighbor. You were an easy target for him, timid, quiet, and easily overpowered by his imposing presence. You trembled when he was near. He would force you to carry his backpack when walking to and from school, often yanking you by the hair instead of simply grabbing your arm, causing you to whimper and cry in pain. He relished in messing with you, and not a single girl in your class dared to approach you. You constantly heard their hushed conversations about how strange you were, while the teachers turned a blind eye, completely ignoring your plight when Sakuna chopped your long hair into an uneven bob. To him, you were no more than a broken doll to manipulate and torment. Besides him was his younger brother, Yuji. It puzzled you how they could be related at all. Yuji exhibited a much more kind and playful demeanor. Perhaps it was due to the 3 year age gap between you and him, but when Sukuna was around Yuji's age, he still came across as an asshole. There were times when your parents had to go on business trips and you had to stay over at Sukuna's place. Sukuna seemed aggravated by your presence in his home, while Yuji beamed with joy. He made sure to keep your distance from Sukuna as much as possible and stay close to Sukuna's grandpa, who appeared to be the only one capable of handling him. However, when nighttime came, Sukuna coerced you into watching a horror movie, and as a result, you couldn't sleep for days. You released a trembling sigh as the teacher entered the classroom. All right, students, please turn in your homework, the teacher announced while taking her seat at the desk. As the other students began to rise, you remained seated, overwhelmed by embarrassment. Your gaze lowered to your desk, and you couldn't bring yourself to look up. L/N, Y/N, the teacher inquired after collecting all the homework assignments. Did you forget your homework again, or will you be honest, admit that you didn't complete it? The teacher asked, prompting laughter from your classmates. Your grip on your skirt tightened. I'm sorry, you stammered, your face burning with embarrassment. Apologies won't change anything. As a consequence, you'll be responsible for cleaning the classroom after school. The teacher sighed as she got up and began flipping through the papers in her textbook. You heard a few students sniggering, and you wish you could just disappear. You turned your head to the side to find Sukuna, only to be met with a smirk on his face. What you looking at, punk? Sukuna taunted, showing his middle finger and prompting you to turn your head away. Oh, how you despise. God fucking damn it, this is a long chapter. I'm gonna skip to see if there's a more interesting part for you, dear readers. A growl of frustration was cut short as Sukuna leaned towards your chest, his tongue making contact with your skin. Another sharp inhale escaped you, a mixture of shock and arousal flooding your senses in the wake of his move. Sukuna's tongue traced a path from your chest to your collarbone, then up your neck, leaving a trail of soft and gentle kisses that threatened to melt your resistance. Despite your inner turmoil, you couldn't deny the pleasure that surged through you, heightened by the fact that it was Sukuna igniting these sensations. Sukuna, you whimpered, your hands on his shoulders, attempting to push him away. Your body clamored for more, while your mind fought against the intoxicating allure of the moment. His hand found a way to your calf, lifting it, granting him better access to your neck. In response, you threw your head back, surrendering momentarily to the waves of pleasure as he continued to kiss and suck, awakening a newfound arousal with you. His touch, surprisingly tender, only fueled your internal conflict, stroking a mix of desire and resentment. Your hand found its way to his hair, pulling harshly, eliciting a hiss from Sukuna. He withdrew his angry gaze, meeting yours. Get off me, you spat through gritted teeth, your eyes mirroring the intensity of his. Despite the overwhelming desire, you were determined not to grant him the satisfaction. I don't think I can read any more of this. Why does this always happen? I don't really know where to. I tried skipping forward some more to see if like it would calm the fuck down. Did not calm the fuck down. If anything, it calmed the fuck up. Um, Good night, Y/N. I hope you come over sometimes, and I'll visit you if I can, Yuji beamed. Good night. I'd be more than glad to have you over, Yuji, he responded, but a sudden wave of loneliness washed over you as they left. The realization of being completely alone in your house settled in, with the maid's absence until your early morning hours. Actually, you fidgeted, unsure of how to broach the subject. It was a significant request. Don't even think about it, Sukuna interjected lowly, seizing Yuji by the collar and dragging him away. What if I die? What if I get kidnapped? You shouted after them. It'll be my fucking pleasure, Sukuna retorted. Liar, you muttered, recalling how he prevented you from being hit by a car. When was there a car? Inside your empty home, a sense of desolation washed over you. Remembering you hadn't obtained Yuji's number, you hastily sprinted to the kitchen, grabbing a notepad and pen before rushing outside to your porch. Spotting the duo in the distance, Sukuna teasing Yuji about something, you shouted breathlessly, Yuji! They halted and turned around. Why, partner, I forgot to ask for your number. We got a duel at high noon. 10 paces, you and me, in front of the old watchtower. I count to 10, we turn around, we shoot. That wasn't enough story. I don't know why I started doing a southern accent. I'm sorry. High noon. High noon behind the tumbleweed. Behind the old saloon where old Barbara will be playing the keys. In the Wild Wild West, nothing matters but me and the sheriff. This town ain't big enough for the two of us, cowboy. Well, it was safe to say you threw your phone on the floor after witnessing the horror before you. The images were seared into your mind, and the desire to rip your own eyeballs out or find a potion to erase the experience overwhelmed you. Watching porn wasn't something you had never done, never willingly, at least. Perhaps an accidental glimpse from ads or viruses, but you had never intentionally browsed such content. Sure, you'd kiss boys and tease them here and there. It was only coming from your playful side. The shock of seeing something so explicitly erotic for the first time, especially featuring Sukuna himself, left you feeling a strange mix of disgust and curiosity, especially when you felt something between your legs that you couldn't quite place your finger on. It was an unfamiliar sensation, and the grunts and actions displayed in the video created discomfort in your stomach. fuck did I miss by skipping a couple chapters? This is on Wattpad. Like, I don't think Wattpad. What? Anyways, dear viewers, I think that is enough for tonight. I am sufficiently full of grape juice. Um, Anyways, if you enjoyed this content, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on your notification bell or something like that, and tell me what you want to see more of.